What is up YouTube, it's Kingfisher745, and in this video, we're going to take a look at Spider-Man 2099 in PvP. He is only at level 9, but I do love the character, and he actually is pretty fun to use. So for our first team up, I decided to use him with Kurth, Breaker of Stone. They do have a few things in common like Spider-Woman and Spider-Man, but no, I'm just kidding. It's more along the lines of biofeedback, and the fact that Kurth gains exploit stuns with her A-ISO. So the Dazing Augmented ISO weight, if you're not familiar with it, comes from Season 2, Chapter 7, Mission 4. And it does cause her level 1 to gain exploit stun and exploits delirium. Then since Kurth and Spider-Man 2099 can cause biofeedback, it counts as both a stun and poison. That is for any actions that affect those targets. So that was kind of my reasoning when I first thought of this team, though you really don't need too many reasons to use Kurth. Right away you've already seen we're facing a pretty tried and true defensive team in Pestilence Beast and Enchantress. So if we can handle them, we can handle just about anybody. For his first attack, Spider-Man 2099 lands his What the Shock, and besides those debuffs, this is also great because it can stun. It may not be the best chance, but it does happen. Now with my agent, exhausting Enchantress would be extremely beneficial, but we get hit with Cower, and that pretty much ruins it. On top of that, we can't even fire the Hexenjaeger at her, because the enemy agent's still protecting. So instead we go with the Blackest Void. Basically at this point we have to hope either they hit each other, or the enemy agent does take that 10% chance to be stunned. And you know what? It actually does kick in. So we definitely dodged a bullet, and now with Kurth we can try to finish off the enemy agent. Remember, we do exploit stun, and so with our level 1, we land a big hit. He somehow lives through it, but you know that rune explosion's going to easily take him out. I guess it's good to see Kurth is still overpowered. Then next, with Enchantress, she's going to be quite a pain. We couldn't put Hot Seat or Exhausted on her. However, at least Kurth is going to counter her once. Then with Spidey 2099's turn, we're going to get a follow-up attack, and so we just have to decide what we're going to use first. We'll try his level 9 and go for a big hit. Sadly, a Cower stops it, and that really is unfortunate. I mean, after all, we are trying to show him off in this video. But hey, he got a proc off on Beast, and Beast attacked his own teammate. So with my agent, we'll use a Fire Tornado, then the Hexenjaeger on Beast actually. We really want to knock him out so we can remove our debuffs, and Enchantress is exhausted so we're not that worried about her. So just like that, it's 3-on-1 and we should easily finish this fight. Enchantress first uses Alluring Voice, and then she has to recharge. So now, with Miguel, we'll begin with our What the Shock, and then he'll follow it up with his level 1. Against an Infiltrator, this is a great setup combo. After hitting with these two attacks, he'll be ready to unleash his level 9. So with my agent, we'll use the Warm Zephyr and the Light Fantastic, and save Enchantress for Spidey. This is going to drag the match out just a little bit, but I do think it's going to be worth it. That also means on Kurth's turn, we'll just use her level 6, Fear Me. And Enchantress actually ends up being stunned, and doesn't even get to do anything on her turn. So it worked out perfectly. Now with your history, it exploits webbing, poison, has hemorrhaging attack. I gave it ignore defense, and attacks against a web target are guaranteed to hit and crit. So there you see some major damage. And this is only with a level 9. Now for our next team up, we're using Spider-Man Noir. And these two both have flanked. Plus, you know what happens when Spidey Noir has a teammate who does a follow-up or counter. He's going to tell the opponents to just beat it. My agent's definitely ready with the Mandible and the Relentless Rapier. So after the evil enemy agent uses the Hailstorm, we do connect with the Mandible. And that's the end of him already. So far it looks like this Kurth and Null team are in some serious trouble. In fact, we're going to use Jam It on Kurth, and now she has flanked. We take a big counter though. After that, it's her turn, and she is a level 15, so she uses Short Fuse and Fear Me. Okay, so Spider-Man Noir. I would like to flank Null, so we're going to use our level 1, and now both of the enemies are ready. Basically, any attack is going to cause a chain reaction, and it's going to be bad news for our opponents. So after Null hits us, we do counter with the Mandible. Unfortunately, that's the end of that exchange. On my agent's turn, we're going to use the Light Fantastic and heal our team, plus get rid of most of our debuffs, and it gives us Mirror Reality. So in other words, an insurance policy. Now that we feel fairly safe, I'm going to use our level 9, and we'll attack Null. So here comes your history. It's not set up so it doesn't knock him out. Fortunately, we do get a follow-up and a beat it, but we're not done yet. The enemy agent also joins in with the Rapier, and that's the end of Null. So it's 3-on-1, and we should easily finish off this fight. What we're going to do is start with our level 1 Gum Up the Works, and it's going to Web Kurth. This would have helped out Spidey 2099, but our agent knocks her out with a huge Rapier hit. So in that one, the worthy were, well, unworthy. Now this final pairing is a pretty interesting team. We're using Shanna with Spidey 2099. And we're facing a really tough Quicksilver and Star-Lord opponent. For this team up, in case you're wondering, we thought Poison, and we have the Naturopathic AISO. So let's give Shanna a shot. With this one, we were kind of thinking outside of the box. So let's see if it pays off. Alright, well, Shanna's almost dead, and Spidey 2099 is stunned. So that's what I would call a bad start. At least the Dragon's Foot attack is lost on my agent. And with Shanna's turn, we can use Nature's Bounty as a quick action. So that's a pretty nice heal, and we can still attack. So what we're going to do is use maybe our level 2, but also our level 9 is stealthy and may be worth a shot. So after some debate, I do think we're going to go with our level 9 off the vine. I'll be honest, Shanna does have some pretty decent options though. But placing flanked and disoriented on Star-Lord, who's up next, may end up working out very well. I'll be honest with you, I don't want him to knock anyone out, or start a reaction that does that. Unfortunately, he's a level 15, and he uses his free action. Plus, after attacking my agent, he procs a second turn. Alright, well, that's unfortunate. But at least we do get a Raft Shank hit on the enemy agent. So he's interrupted, but still hits us with the Cosmic Cardinal. Fortunately, we dodge, and his Brawl can't hit. So, on our turn, we're going to use the Warm Zephyr and try to heal our team at least somewhat. It actually does a really nice heal. After that, we can either try to hit the enemy agent with the Mandible, or we could once again go for Disoriented. This time hoping that Quicksilver at least turns one of his attacks on his teammates. It's wishful thinking, but we do also get rid of their buffs. Okay, well first he does a tag team so it's not affected. And then he lands his blinding punches as well. The only good news is we absorb energy on both hits. Better news, we get another dodge and absorb energy on the agent as well. Well, now on Spidey 2099's turn, we're going to go ahead and try to take down Star-Lord with a level 9. As long as this hits, it should easily take him out. But of course, Quicksilver's passive procs, and he defends his teammate. Your history lands, and we get a Raft Shank to stop his counter, effectively knocking him out. So it actually looks like we do have this one in hand, as long as nothing crazy happens. And following our Mandible counter, we're really confident. The Raft Shank even interrupts Star-Lord, and it actually works this time. Sometimes interrupts work and sometimes they don't. Or at least that seems to be the case. But hey, we're going to have the unlikeliest of heroes, Shanna, in this match. Fortunately, she is assisted by a son of a glitch. And so that's going to be another win in the books. That also brings us to the end of this video, so I want to thank you all for watching. I ask you to please like, comment, and subscribe. Then until next time, good luck and take care.